Hey, boys and girls, it's Miss Bone here, and today we're going to be doing something really fun together. We are going to be making picture graphs. You have some data in front of you, right? What's that data again? That's information. And let me tell you, 4 of these kids went apple picking. Anyone ever been apple picking? I've been apple picking. You come home with a lot of apples. A lot. Too many apples. You come home, you got to make an apple pie. Then you try to maybe eat an apple a day. You know that saying, apple a day keeps the doctor away. Next thing you know, it's been like a week. You're eating apples every day. You're like, okay, enough with the apples. However, as you can see on our chart, these 4 boys and girls, Stuart, Roxanne, Trisha, and Philip, they went apple picking and they collected a lot of apples, 72 of them to be exact. So today with our picture graphs, we're going to talk about, and I'm going to show you how important it is when you have your picture graph, how important it is to look for patterns in your numbers so that you don't have to do one apple each time. So let me show you what I mean by that. So let's say, I'm going to turn my annotate on. Let's say, draw. Good. Can we get rid of this, please? Thank you very much. Okay, get this out of the way. All right. So we are going to do, let's say we're going to draw Philip and how many apples he picked. And boys and girls, Philip picked the most apples. We don't know how many Roxanne picked yet, but we know Philip picked a lot. Maybe Roxanne picked more. We're not sure. We're going to plot them all first, and then we're going to see how much is left. However, look at Philip. What if we do 20? 1, 2, 3, or let's say, you know, we wanted it to be a picture graph. So let's say we drew little apples. I'm not going to use the red apples yet because I just want to make a point here. I just want to make a point that if I was making a picture graph and I had to represent 20 apples on one graph, boys and girls, look at me. I'm only on my 4th apple and I'm like almost off the charts. I'm like, here's my 5th apple, 6th apple. I think we can estimate that 20 apples is not going to fit on this picture graph. I can't fit 20 apples. I can't draw 20 apples here. So what we need to do as mathematicians is make sure that we are looking for patterns in the numbers so that the apple doesn't have to just represent 1. What if we made the apple represent a bigger amount and then we could just skip count by that amount as we go through? So let's see. I'm looking at 16, I'm looking at 12, and I'm looking at 20, and I gotta tell you, they are all, anybody noticing what I'm noticing? That all those numbers are divisible by 2, meaning all of those numbers can be divided by 2. If I counted by 2s, I would land on 16. If I counted by 2s, I would land on 12s. If I counted by 2s, I would land on 20s. So maybe we can make the apples represent 2 apples. Each picture doesn't have to be 1 apple. It can be 2 apples. But even as I'm saying that right now, I'm thinking to myself, 2 apples almost doesn't even feel like enough, because remember when we did Phillips, we were only able to fit 6 apples on our picture graph. So I'm wondering if we could make one picture of an apple represent even a larger amount of apples. Let's see if we can find another pattern. Is 16 divisible by 3? Could I count by 3s and land on 16? 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18. Nope, 3 isn't going to work. Let's try 4s. Ooh, 4 times 4 is 16. So 4, 8, 12, 16. Landed on 16. How about 12? Oh, I said 12 right before I said 16. 4, 8, 12, 16, 20. When I count by fours, I land on every single amount that these children picked. So boys and girls, I could have each apple represent 4 of the apples. Each picture of an apple could represent 4 apples that the kids picked. And instead of putting one apple at a time, one, then one more apple, then one more apple, instead of doing that, I could put 4 apples at a time. 4, 8, 12, 16, and 20. And if I have my key that says that a picture of an apple represents 4, then all I gotta do, now that we've seen the numbers on there, we're just gonna take those numbers, get rid of them. We want this to be a picture graph. So we're gonna take these beautiful little apples over here, and we're just gonna say that's a 4. Remember, Miss Bone just put the number 4. But now that picture of an apple represents the number 4. 8, 12, 16, and it fits, boys and girls, it fits. And now anybody looking at my graph can count, oh, a picture of an apple represents 4 apples. So Philip must have picked 4, 8, 12, 16, 20 apples. And when I look at my data chart, my data table, did he pick 20 apples? He sure did. Good luck, boys and girls. Always look for those patterns when you are representing your data, because sometimes you have so much data, it's hard just to count by one the whole time. So use that multiplication knowledge that you know, use that division knowledge that you know, make those equal groups, look for those patterns, and put those pictures on those graphs. Good luck. I know you'll do awesome.